Welcome to the press conference of Communications Secretary Martin Andanar, who will introduce our guests for tonight. Secretary?
Thank you, Marie. Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Good evening. Kagagaling lang po namin sa isang cabinet security cluster meeting sa opisina po ng ating Pangulong Duterte. Bago ko po ipakilala ang ating mga bisita ngayong gabi, ay nais ko pong ipabatid sa inyo lahat na pinakita na po ng Pangulo doon po sa interview kanina ang draft copy po ng operationalizing in the executive branch the people's constitutional right to information and the state policies of full public disclosure and transparency in the public service and providing guidelines thereof of the freedom of information. At pinaliwanag po ng Pangulo na natanggap niya po ang draft kanina at alam naman po natin na ninais po ng gabinete at ng executive secretary na i-release po ang FOI bukas, pero pag-aaralan po muna ng Pangulo itong draft. So it will be signed, sealed and delivered by next week.
Okay.
I-review lang ni Presidente muna ang FOI po, itong FOI bill, FOI executive order. At ngayon po, meron din pong dalawang mahalagang announcement ng Pangulo at kung maaari po, meron po tayong bisita ngayong gabi, DOJ Secretary Aguirre and Solgen Joe Calida. At sila na po ang magpapaliwanag patungkol po dun sa nabanggit ng Pangulo at yung mga inanunsyo niya tungkol sa laban natin o laban ng gobyerno sa droga. Secretary? Birthday po ni Secretary.
Happy birthday.
In-announce pa in public. Thank you, Secretary Martin. Earlier this afternoon, President Duterte faced the media and told them about the triad and the operations of triad in the Philippines. As you well know, triad comes from mainland China. There are 5 levels depending on the capability of the drug pusher to sell, and these are categorized either in grams or kilograms. So the level 5 is the top tier of the drug hierarchy. If you have in your possession a copy of the chart, this is only a partial copy because what was presented by President Duterte was the entire organizational chart, if we may call it that. But that will be tackled later on. I'll just talk about the 5th level. A certain Mr. Wu Tuan, alias Peter Ko, is the responsible for the Triad, Luzon, NCR regions. He's currently detained at the National Penitentiary and leader of the so-called Bilibid 19 gang. The next level 5 drug lord is a certain Peter Lim, also known as Jaguar. He is in charge of the Triad Visayas. This person is not the Jaguar who was killed in an operation in Las Piñas some time ago, and he was buried in Cebu. This is a different Jaguar. And according to this chart, the associate protector identified by the President Duterte is retired General Marcelo Garbo, former DCO PNP and former regional director of PRO7, former DRDO PRO7, class 1981. Another level of this another personality in this level 5 is Herbert Colanco alias Ampang. He is an inmate at the National Penitentiary. He's a drug lord involved in KFR, bank robbery, in alliance with the Parohinog Drug Syndicate / Coratong Baleleng. Below this level 5, there are persons of interest. That was part of the chart that was presented by President Duterte before the media, composed of the following: Chinese nationals, PNP officials, BJMP officials, local government officials, and many of them are mayors and other persons of interest. Our president will divulge their identities in succeeding press conferences. That will be all for now. Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions for the Solicitor General, Joseph Morong of GMA7?
Sir, first off, yung Peter Lim, buhay at large yan?
According to information, Peter Lim is outside of the country.
Sir, can you describe
And
the...
President Duterte warned him that if he steps into the NAIA, he will be killed.
He's Chinese, of course. Hindi naman Filipino ta.
He's Chinese.
Okay. Sir, can you describe the relationship between General Garbo and Peter Lim? And if there is between Peter Ko and General Garbo?
According to the briefing that we received earlier, and as announced by our president, he's on level 5 as associate protector. In short, cuddler.
How does the cuddling work? Kumbaga, pwede dong naglalagay, alam ni General Garbo kung ano yung galaw nung triad ng Visayas? And
Okay, let me define cuddler under the law. A cuddler is one who protects the drug trafficking activities of drug lords. You can find that in the comprehensive law, the dangerous drugs law. The same penalty will be given to a drug lord, trafficker, and a cuddler. Same penalty.
Dex, okay, one more. Go. Please use the microphone, Joseph.
Sir, doon meron yung relationship between Peter Ko and General Garbo?
Well, according to the briefing, as I said, and as announced earlier on by our president, in this level 5 chart, he's considered associate / protector,
Of both.
quote unquote.
Sir, of both Peter Ko and Jaguar.
Well, he's in the line of these two drug lords, Wu Tuan, alias Peter Ko, and Peter Lim, alias Jaguar.
So pwedeng sabihin, sir, na si General Garbo is protector of both?
I will not venture an opinion on
Okay.
that. Just read what we have given you.
Dexter Ganibe of DZMM.
Soljet, magandang gabi po, Dexter Ganibe ng DZMM. Ano na po ang lumalabas sa inyong investigasyon kung nasaan si General Garbo at kung ano ang mga legal na aksyon na gagawin doon sa kanyang, kung may pasaporte ba nadala siya, kung nasaan siya ngayon?
Let me clarify. We have not investigated him. I am not part of the investigating team. I was just asked by Secretary Martin to clarify this because I used to be the executive director of the Dangerous Drugs Board and a former undersecretary of Department of Justice. So I'm here to help. But I did not investigate yet. That will be the function of the Department of Justice. Secretary Aguirre is here. You may ask the question to him.
Ina Andolong of CNN Philippines.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, how about the other generals earlier identified by President Duterte? Saan po sila dito sa binigay niyo sa amin?
They are in the lower levels. As I said, there will be persons of interest consisting of Chinese nationals, PNP officials. They are on that level.
Are they also somewhat related or linked to these drug lords mentioned here?
the organizational chart presented during the media conference, the press con, they are part of the big organizational chart.
Okay. Sir, last from my part. Are these drug lords also the ones maybe yung nag-o-offer daw po ng bounty for the president and the PNP chief?
Most likely, yes.
The three of them combined, ganun ba? Or just specifically maybe Peter Co or Jaguar, ganun
I
ba?
have no personal knowledge, but you can deduce from what was mentioned.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Secretary Aguirre. Thank you, Soljan. Happy birthday. Thank you. Now we have Justice Secretary Aguirre.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to announce that because of the persistent questions from your Miss Rock Ignacio, the President was compelled to reveal the answer to the question being thrown at him frequently, which is, Ms. Ignacio said, Mr. President, do you have any plan to appoint Vice President Lenny to any cabinet position? The President did not immediately answer. As a matter of fact, this was some sort of an unorthodox way of answering whether he has already appointed the Vice President to any cabinet position. You know what he did? He asked Ms. Ignacio if he has the telephone number of the Vice President, and he requested her to call her. But Ms. Ignacio did not, and so he asked Mr. Bongo to call Vice President Lenny, while there was an ongoing some sort of press conference by TV4. And when the President, or when Mr. Bongo was able to contact the Vice President, he gave his telephone to the President and asked the Vice President if she would accept the position of a cabinet position, that of the Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, or HUDCC. Well, we did not hear the answer of the Vice President, but from the face of the President, we could say that the Vice President accepted the offer. And she was asked to report for the first cabinet meeting on Monday. So I believe that both parties, the President and the Vice President, are happy with the decision. And we could feel that many among the present cabinet members are also happy with the fact that at last the Vice President was no longer an officer without any cabinet position, but he is now a full-fledged cabinet member.
Maricel Halili of News 5.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Sir, why the sudden change of heart on the part of President Duterte? Bakit suddenly bigla niyang inappoint si VP?
Well, I could only speculate, but from the media, from the reports during the past 2 meetings between the two of them, I believe that there was some sort of warming up between the two. And in the newspaper, it was reported that the meeting between the two, the past 2 meetings between the two, are very amiable, and so I believe that that was the key for the President to offer her a position and for the Vice President to accept it.
But, Sir, President Duterte has been very vocal in his previous statement saying na He's very careful kasi he doesn't want to hurt his friend, Senator Bongbong Marcos. So, ano pong masasabi niyo about this? Bakit biglang ayan na si VP?
Well, I believe that that was the reason given by the president at that time. So we feel that because of the little passage of time, there must be some reconsideration of that decision. And so here we are. I think this is very good for the country.
Sir, last na lang on my part. Why HUD-C?
I don't know, but this was the position of Vice President Binay, isn't it? And I believe that the related agencies, such as Pag-ibig and the other one, I forgot, would be, I am just speculating, but it was not specifically mentioned a while ago by the President. So let's, for the moment, let's say it is the HUD-C.
Any more questions on the Dexter? On other issues now? Dexter Ganibe of DZMM.
Secretary, good evening.
Good evening, Dexter.
Sir, the new Bilibid prison is under the watch of the Bureau of Corrections, which is under the Department of Justice. What will be the action of the DOJ now that two of the triads, Peter Ko and Colanco, are detained inside the NBP?
Well, we have been preparing for the big one. What we shall do in connection with to stop the drug transaction inside the New Bilibid prison. Actually, what happened this afternoon, including the charge that was given to us, validates what I've been saying long time ago, that 75% of the drug trades all over the country is being cooked or transacted inside the New Bilibid prison.
May mga hakbang po ba na limitahan yung kanilang kilos doon sa loob o nailipat na po ba sila doon sa bagong gusali na na-renovate?
No, but as I've told you before, we are considering of about doing three things in connection with the locating these inmates. We could let them remain inside Building 14. We could transfer them to Tanay. We could transfer them to ISAP. But of course, in the long run, we are also contemplating of even transferring them to Carvalho Island or to an island in Palawan. This is seriously considered where there are no cell phone signals. You know that and I was validated again that without the cell phones, no transaction whatsoever will be done inside the New Bilibid prisons by these drug lords.
Okay.
Joseph Morong.
Sir, clarification. I think si Peter Ko, I don't know about Colanco, they've been transferred to Bilibid, Building 14.
That's right, that's right.
So nandun na sila, sir, no?
Nandun na.
Sir, can you just elaborate on the network, no? So we have at least two groups here, Peter Ko and then Colancos, or are they related?
Well, the two of them are both in Building 14. So if it seems that Colanco is not a member of the triad per the chart, is that not correct? It was only Peter Lim who is not in detention and who is going in and out of the country that is a member of the triad. But we are going to stop them. I assure you, we have a plan already on hand. We are just waiting for the appointment or the designation of the Bucor director.
And how are we able to say that General Garbo is the protector?
I'm sorry because it was reported by the Philippine National Police, and I was not privy to the making of the chart.
So how about the other four?
How about?
How about the other four generals? Where do we situate them in
I am
this
not
graph?
privy as to where the president got his information, but I'm sure that the president, we have faith in him, and he will not be announcing anything as grave as that if he has no evidence to back them up.
Okay, any more questions? No more questions. Ben Chiliwanag of DZBB.
Sir, good evening. Sir, confirm ko lang, ano na po yung susunod na gagawin ng Department of Justice? Any word coming from the President telling you about this matter?
He is 100% behind us. General Bato de la Rosa is 100% behind us. As a matter of fact, he has already made arrangement with the SAF, who will be the ones taking over the prison guards, etc., employees, so that the old guards and the employees could be taken out for retraining and re-education.
This is as soon as possible or tonight or...
As soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Joseph, and then Dexter.
Sir, pasensya na. Si General Garbo is retired, no? So obviously NAPOLCOM can't run after him. Is the DOJ going to run after him based on the information that was received by the PNP? In terms of criminal liability, sir?
What is what's to be expected is that if there is any complaint against these police officers, whether retired or not, the Department of Justice will act on them. On those information, we are going to conduct the necessary investigation, assign these cases to the different prosecutors for preliminary investigation.
Based on this, will there be any complainants? And who?
There could be. A public official could be a complainant. A private
president?
person could be a complainant.
The
or
president?
could be a witness.
How about the president?
The president will not dip his hands on this because
Dexter?
Secretary, kailan pa nag-operate itong triad na ito? Based dun sa sources natin.
ang tingin namin matagal na. But please forgive me because I'm not. I do not have any hand in the preparation of this chart.
Na banggit din po ba ng ating mga sources kung itong operation ng triad na ito ay alam ng dating namuno sa Department of Justice o kaya ng DILG?
It was not mentioned, but it is not far-fetched that it must be known to some high officials of government.
Kung ganun po ba, halimbawa alam ng mga opisyal noon, may pananagutan din po ba sila?
If any evidence to that effect will be presented, then that would be, they could be in conspiracy with these people. Because there are some information that many in the high position of government receive monetary consideration because of the protection or partial treatment to some of these drug lords.
Can you name those or offices, kung ano mga offices itong mga nakinabang, Secretary?
It's still premature. Let us do it after we have conducted the raid.
Joseph?
Sir, if you or si Soljan Calida would know, what does General Garbo get from cuddling itong mga triad na to?
Well, I think the question is very simple, and I believe that the answer should be very simple also. There must be some. I am speculating. I do not want to speculate.
Maybe Soljan Calida would have been briefed about it? Andiyan pa ba siya? Ay, sir, wala na?
Soljan Calida is no longer. He is celebrating already his birthday.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Justice Secretary Aguirre and Sec Martin. Thank you very much, Malacanang Press Corps. Back to Radio TV Malacanang, PTV4, and Radyo ng Bayan.